We're J&J. He's Justin.
He's Jared.
We are two leashed dads that get together to discuss our everyday life while chained to our responsibilities, parental and or whatever, and also making goals. Trying to meet the goals we've made before we became leashed dads, whether they might be the same or not.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing.
Well, it can be, but it's also a positive. It's double-edged sword for sure.
Just the way you said it, that's all.
No, yeah, but well,
That's all. My hands are...
might be a little residual negativity going on right now, just a little bit.
Hey, do we need our song? Positive.
Well, that might help. It
Positive.
might.
It
I don't know, man. I'm on this no sleep kick again. I keep getting hot in the bedroom, and having a brick house is nice because it's nice and stable, and you don't have to paint it. But It just sucks up all that heat from the sun at the end of the day, because the west side of the house obviously faces the sunset.
Yeah.
So for a good 4 hours, it's just constantly heating up the bricks. So
I get you. Trust me, we're there too, in a sense. Although, I'm just glad that it's a little colder now, or cooler, during the nights. Even though I like my summer temperatures, just let it be known. But I also don't like that it's with summer temperatures in the house. It has a tendency to get a little warm, even with the AC on. It doesn't necessarily bring it down.
yeah,
But
right.
it's getting better, that's for sure. No, as you know, honestly, as Jared mentioned, we are here to talk about goals, but weekly recaps. Let's go. I love weekly recaps. I don't know why. So after last week, felt like a long. I don't know. Thursday kind of felt long. Due to unforeseen things happening where I guess I started feeling like crap. Boy, was that fun. I felt nauseous. Friday, kids had half day of school. They came home, had their fun. You know, they're done with school. Summer starting up. They're going to summer school next week. This is like a week off for them. So they have summer school for like 3 or 4 weeks. Cool. Saturday, we ended up going to the beach. I still felt like crap. I think I honestly, with how hot it has been, I haven't been drinking enough water. So kind of feeling like crap, not wanting to do much.
Yeah.
I think it's because I was really dehydrated at that point, or it was onset of dehydration. Sunday, guys, it really hit me hard. I was out forever, or what felt like forever, laid around, basically did nothing or didn't want to do anything. Recovery, it felt like recovering took forever. Yeah, it was pleasant. I'm not going to share the other details because you don't need to know.
No, I don't want to know that.
Nope, you really don't. Anywho, so Monday I went back to work. It felt great. I was okay. Or more or less everything started feeling. I felt like I was getting back to normal. On top of that, we found out with our Monday morning meet that my team is reducing our meetings to 3 times a week rather than every single day, which is nice since we're finally on track. Well, when I say on track, we're all of our teammates are getting there. We're used to what we're doing now and having the feel for everything. So I'm looking forward to it. And what there may be yesterday, well, nothing I guess remarkable at that point. And today, well, you know, it's just we're here and we're having fun and we're going to talk about goals after we share Jared's weekly recap and maybe have some proud daddy moments. I think it's going to be a new segment, by the way.
Oh, sounds good. Yeah, I mean, so you were sick this past weekend, which that sucks. And especially with the nicer weather. I don't know about you guys. We haven't had any rain. So it's been nothing but sunshine. And that's good, except for the grass. The grass and the plants aren't very happy about it, but whatever.
Nope.
Feeling kind of bogged down lately. Burnout is back again, folks, and it's hitting hard. I had a good couple weeks there where I didn't feel it as much, but it's been just like a bunch of bricks on my back. So, pardon me if I'm not my jovial self today, but as I kind of mentioned earlier, sleeping has not been the greatest because of the hot room, which, of course, last night, for some stupid reason, I didn't turn the ceiling fan on. And I'm going to bring up my Dyson fan in the room and put it next to my side
So you have a
tonight.
fan in your room as
So,
well as AC?
yeah, well, the AC vent is right next to the bed.
Mm.
And there's not a lot. It doesn't have enough reach. It's so the HVAC in my house is so ridiculous. But anyway, I digress. Uh,
I apologize.
Actually, well, we didn't have it on yesterday because it was like 67 outside
Yeah.
all day. So anyway, I'm starting with all this burnout and just bricks on my shoulders. I'm starting to really crave the alone time again, which I haven't had in quite a while. It's just been nonstop, go, 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 go. I was talking to my cousin recently, and he mentioned, well, why don't we ever hang out? Why, we never get together, we never call, we never, we always want to do these things and hang out just like we did when we were kids and stuff. And I agree. I said, hell yeah, brother, that'd be awesome. Let's do it. But I feel bad too because with the girls being the age they are, it's always just go 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 unless we have them at their grandparents' house. Then it's Natalie and Mai's time. It's not my the cousin my time to use whatever I want. I use that time to spend with my wife. So
Yeah.
but we actually had that conversation at my other cousin's wedding this weekend, which was beautiful. Beautiful weather. It was in Hales Corners at the Botanical Gardens. Very small, intimate gathering. The reception was, again, small, intimate, good food. Great to see all my mom's side of the family. And got to have some quality time with my cousin, as I was just saying. And we're definitely going to make some time this summer to have a bonfire, hang out, chill. Because the dude literally lives like 4 blocks west of me, so
Yeah, I'm
it's not
definitely
like he
surprised you're
lives
not
far
doing things.
away. Anyway, and then we had some time in between the reception and the ceremony, so I finally
Hmm?
took Natalie to her first time to Pabst in Milwaukee. It was fun to bring her to that, and I got a new hat. She wanted to get something, but nothing was really tickling her fancy. So we ate lunch at the restaurant on the campus for Pabst, and had a few beers and talked and hang out, and it was a good time, very good time. And then Sunday was just shopping, and then outdoor time. So it was just kind of a relaxed Sunday, but except for the shopping part, I guess. And so that was my week so far.
Gotta love it.
Gotta find some way to get out of the burnout. I don't know
You'll
how
get
to
there.
do that, but
I mean, us, right?
what?
You and I, this is like an alone time in a way.
In a
In
way,
a way.
yeah,
In a
yeah.
way. In
In
a
a
way.
way.
So it's about it is what it is. But hey, no, I get it. I would like to have. No, I guess I do get alone time. Or at least my alone time will be starting. Well, I say that, but it's gonna be very hard for the first. Sam's time is coming up, so
Yeah.
she'll be returning to work here in the next week. Um, Next weekend. Not this weekend that's coming up, but the following weekend she'll be returning.
Okay.
So Father's Day, by the way, she'll be going back to work on Father's Day. I know we talked about that last week. It's gonna suck. Um, it's gonna be funny because like I say, it's gonna be not really funny, but it's gonna be difficult. Uh, she's gonna miss our baby girl. Things that are gonna happen there. Uh, our baby girl's definitely gonna miss her too, but hey, we talk about that. Let's start our new segment, Proud Daddy Moments. I don't know, Jared. I know I wanted to start this segment because it seems like you've had some proud daddy moments in the past, and I feel like I haven't necessarily shared any. Maybe when I could have, or if there were any that I could think about. But I've been keeping track, more or less. Something else to add into this. I just want to be able to share proud daddy moments with people, um, where you feel like you're really proud of your kids, or maybe it's something you did. It doesn't necessarily have to be about your kids. Um, Jared's in the past here, the past two episodes, if you recall, have actually had something to do with his kids. Like Eleanor sat in her first race car. Um, or what was the other one?
Graduation, the performance.
Yes, the performance that had gone on for their school. Um, Giving that kind of like speech, right? It was a speech. Yeah.
Well, it
So
was a couple. It was a sentence, but still.
it's a small, small speech. It's like speech 101 in college. Give do your impromptu speech. What the fuck is that shit, guys? I remember doing mine, and mine was like how to give this speech. I ended up throwing my cards up and saying "fuck this shit." But yeah, anywho, so proud daddy moments. I wanted to share this because this is actually something that really brought light to my face when I was getting my child ready for bed tonight. Um, he originally wanted to put on his flash pajamas earlier today. I'm like, no, it's daytime, right? It's time to play, or whatnot. But he really wanted to put them on. Didn't let. I still told him no, but then we got him ready for bed. He put them on, and he's like, "I'm fast. I'm Flash." Just to me, not he doesn't. I can't say he doesn't necessarily know who the Flash is because we don't watch like that many DC stuff. And like I used to watch The Flash all the time on Netflix, but I don't think he's ever really watched anything that has anything to do with Flash. No cartoons or anything like that. But the idea, it just made me proud knowing that he knew the Flash is fast and he started acting like the Flash. Maybe it's because we were watching or we've been watching The Big Bang Theory, um, and they have some episodes where they're wearing Flash costumes or whatnot. So maybe he gets the idea from there. But it was just so great. It brought a smile to my face. It brought laughter, and I'm like, oh God, my children are growing up to be nerds or geeks. It's great. Alanora tonight actually tried her first food since we had bought some food since she's going to be turning 6 months here in about you know, some odd days. Um, but it was peas, and needless to say, she didn't really like them. But it was still kind of a saddening feeling. It's a proud feeling, but it's a sad feeling because it means she's growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, those are some proud daddy moments that I've had this week, let alone leading up to today. So, what about you, Mr. Jared? The segment's all about you.
I would say it's all about me, but
Well, I mean, you're the one that.
Eleanor had her actual preschool graduation today, so she got up on a different stage outside and just stood there and accepted her diploma. I guess is that what it's called? Certificate? I
How about we'll
don't know.
just call it a
But
certificate
it was
of.
still, yeah, it was still a proud daddy moment. But to your point with us raising, oh yeah, with
Yeah, it's
us
hard to read.
raising nerds. I Eleanor is starting to point out Pokemon, so I'm
Yes.
yes, I know.
I love it. Sorry.
We're yeah, so that's proud for me. Next I just got to work on having her get car brands and car types and car names down. So
Good luck. But hey, you got somebody in the family that likes cars, which is you, and maybe you can get her to do that. Um, so yeah, don't forget though. don't forget about other people. Just kidding. No, I know. Like my other two, I'm sure there'll be some more proud moments as well. But yeah, I mean, hey guys, if there's any proud daddy moments you want to share, I'd love to. We'd love to share them on here so we can spread the word. We can make you feel connected. That's why, another reason I wanted to bring proud daddy moments in, because again, you're not alone. Or maybe, hey, this will be like open your eyes. There's probably proud daddy
Hmm.
moments out there for everybody. Maybe you set a
Right.
goal for yourself to see if you can spot a proud daddy moment with one of your children or your child, um, or whatnot. Maybe it's a proud uncle or auntie moment, whoever you are, right? Doesn't have to, I guess it doesn't have to be a proud daddy moment. It's just a moment that made you feel proud about your family or yourself. So feel free. Selfish is okay in this moment. It's a proud moment. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty, guys. We're talking about, like Jared said, goals. And biggest first thing I want to talk about is setting goals for yourself. Jared, I want to get an idea when you set goals, or if you're going to start setting goals. Are you just going to set goals, or are you going to try to make them what we like to call SMART goals?
What can you define SMART goals?
Yes, I can. I'm glad you're bringing that up. So, SMART goals is an acronym, as you may know. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable,
Oh,
relative, and time bound. Yes. So when you make when you're talking specific, it's who's going to achieve this basically, or what is this going to be about? Um, you know, but just making it specific. So, I would love to be able to just out of an example. I want to have about 100 episodes here of Leashed ads, and I want to make it well known or start providing it to a lot of reaching out to other people. So in order to do that, those 100 episodes, we need to keep this up, keep recording, and to make a reach, I need to work on marketing or reaching out via other networks and whatnot. So I'm going to try to do that. Um, so it's specific, measurable. How do you go of evaluating it? I've got different dashboards, as you may know. For people out there, we have a dashboard, and I can see kind of who's listening to what, how many listens have happened. Kind of see the breakdown of where they're listening from and whatnot as well. Achievable, well, based on the fact that it is measurable, we are able to achieve it.
right.
Um, Relevant, is it relevant to what we're talking about?
Yeah.
And then time bound, when do I want to have this completed by? Or, because how many, to be more or less, is 100 episodes achievable in a year? No. There's 52 weeks in a year.
Oh, duh. Stupid
If
math.
we do an episode a week, you're only going to have 52. So,
Okay.
yeah, that, gotta make it more time bound in the sense. I would definitely change it up. I was just throwing a random thing out there. I've had before. I've done a lot of SMART goals in classes as well through professional work or my company. They provide classes, so I've gone through some smart or some goal class before. But yeah, so SMART goals are what I won't say what a lot of people should focus on, or you don't have to, but that would help you break or make the goal more meaningful in a way, rather than just, writing something down or saying, I want to do this. Okay, well, right, that's a goal, but if you make it a SMART goal, you're more likely to follow through. So, setting goals is going to be important, especially if you write them down, tell yourself to do it, set a time for it as well. You're more likely to, and track it, you're more likely to get that goal complete rather than just say, I want to do this. where, a lot of people come New Year's resolution, it's their goal to go to the gym. They go to the gym only for the first 2 weeks of January or whatever, and then they're like done. Well, guess what? Your resolution is like goal, and you've done it for a little bit, but it's not a whole new thing. You're not continuously doing it over and over again. Especially if you set that mindset of, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to lose weight. Okay? Now, how much weight are you going to lose? Where do you want to be at? So you can turn that goal of, I want to lose weight, into a SMART goal by saying, I want to lose 15 pounds for summer.
Right.
So now you've got a specific thing. You've got it measure. You can measure it. You want to lose the 15 pounds. It's achievable because you've got 5, 6 months to lose weight. And 15 pounds. Now, granted, you probably will put some of that back in by muscle, but you'll probably feel better about it being 15 pounds of fat, for example, being gone and having 15 pounds of muscle. And then it's time bound because you want to have it gone by summer or completed by summer. And it's relative to yourself in that sense. So, all right. Now that we got setting goals out of the way here, it can be anything and everything. We're not just going to talk about one type of goal here because I don't want to focus just on family, but I don't want to focus just on personal. It can be either or here. As people, you have a family, so maybe you have some family goals or what you want to do for a family, or we could talk about personal goals because, for example, one of Jared's things is he wants to set some alone time. So maybe he comes up with a goal to get some alone time for himself so he stops feeling burned out. It's going to be a lot of work because I'm sure there's going to be some negotiation that needs to go on. But at the same time, it's got to happen if he wants to not feel like crap. So, Jared, what do you think? I guess I've got some list here. Maybe setting vacation. Do you think it's ideal to have family, like, set a goal for like a family vacation or something of that nature?
Well, yeah, it's definitely something that you need to. Well, for people like us, you need to plan it out well in advance so you can save up and make arrangements and so on and so forth. So, for us to have a goal where we're going to Texas, okay, we're probably going to start a jar or a separate little pocket in our banking world to store some extra cash to save up for that. And that's one way to start a goal, is to come up with ways that you can achieve the goal, and be smart about it. Give it a time, you want to go in this time of year, this year, next year. So
Yep.
vacation goals are good to set. Did we do one? We did go to South Dakota, and it wasn't that much prep because it wasn't that expensive to go. But it definitely was something we wanted to do. We did it. Done. What about you?
Yeah, so, well, we have a, family vacation every single year. Now, granted, like, my family is not necessarily paying for it. It was a fun thing that my grandparents used to pay for. My dad, my uncle and aunt, his siblings have actually put like a fund kind of thing together. So they have a little pool with basically money for vacation, which is going towards basically a week long, for like a house. We're talking kind of like how we go up north for a week every summer, near the end of summer, basically like end of July, beginning of August. So we always they try to plan it out every single year. But now we're trying to set something up where they set up some expectations to share new locations, because people are getting tired of where we're going. And by people, I mean it's like my cousins. They're getting tired of going to the same spot year over year.
Oh,
because they're getting older, right? Oh no, heaven forbid. Um, it it is what it is. So we're tasked. Everybody was kind of tasked with finding some places they were interested in, sharing it with family, so we can all take a look and get something going by June, because 2024 is coming around, and normally you do it about a year in advance if you're looking to do something like that. So having something set up, we had some parameters set so it's not like too crazy and you don't blow through the funds really quick, so you can have maybe 4 or 5 of these, especially if you keep it at a reasonable price or whatnot.
Yeah.
Where if you go through, you spend like, I don't know, $20,000 on a freaking beach house or whatever, for a week, for example. Well, now there goes like a third of your vacation.
Right.
So I don't know, just kind of a random example, right? But I think maybe having a vacation goal is great. How often do you want to go on vacation with your family, or do you have like a vacation every single year? Um, yes, I agree. You want to set something well enough in advance so you can save up for it. And I think that's why you want to maybe plan a year ahead so you can start making those payments, or however, before you have that happen. Um, Now, sometimes it doesn't have to be a big vacation though either, folks. Just maybe make it a small vacation. Like, you get out of your house for a week and you go to a bed and breakfast. Or you're just go to travel to a different state for a weekend. I don't know. Just like I said, get
Yeah,
out of
that's
the
what we
house.
did. Yeah.
Take some time away from where you're stuck or feel stuck most of the time. So creating something like that. Again, I feel like a vacation goal is great, especially when you want to make it maybe like a tradition. Do it on a yearly basis, I guess an annual basis at this point. Um, and do you always do it at the same time, or do you not really care? You just know you want to have something going on, so your family can look forward to it. I think it's something to consider. You don't have to necessarily do it. It's just a consideration if you want to do something for your kids, or if you and your wife just want to get away. It really depends on your situation that you're in, folks. Um, and I think with having kids, like a lot of kids here, or what I feel like is a lot of kids, um, definitely need to have some sort of plan or goal in mind for vacation so we can start working towards that. Um, Especially after everybody stops and families start spreading and wanting to do their own thing, even though
Right.
you've got people that still want to get together, see each other every so often. Um, but yeah, set a vacation goal if you want. Consider it.
So then for personal goals, going back, way back, is this something you did like maybe in high school or, like set goals for where you want to be in your life at like certain points?
Yeah, so there's been some personal goals. I know they always make you try to do something like this, like in high school, in
Right.
college, when you take some career development course or whatever they have you do. They want you to, just come up with some goals. Even like I said, my job offers a class of a goal class. Um, it's not, they're just saying here's how you create a SMART goal, basically, or better goals. It never had to be on a professional basis, but they're just saying here's the perks of making a SMART goal versus having a plain old goal, right? Being more likely to achieve. But no, there's always been personal goals out there. For example, right now, one of my personal goals is, and it's a professional personal goal or a career goal, but it's to move up within my company. So I've started writing a list down. It's like, okay, well, I want to take stepping stones, so go from my position as sales associate to a senior sales associate. In order to do that, though, I need to show some leadership quality, coaching qualities, basically, to show proactivity, but at the same time maintain my own metrics and show my metrics through, or show the leadership and that I'm still able to maintain my metrics, rather than just being like, okay, well, I believe I can do this. I believe I'm qualified because I do this and this. Because as a senior sales associate, you take on additional uh, responsibilities. by helping your manager out where with maybe some reporting or whatnot. But at the same time, you're still you're leading by example still. Let's say if I stop making dials, well, everybody else is going to be like, oh, well, I guess I can stop making dials because
Yeah.
the senior's not doing it anymore. No, that's not the case. So, I mean, right now I'm in a very competitive spot with a new team and everything, and everybody wants to look really, really good. But we'll see how it all pans out. I mean, I'm not limited to just my team for a senior position either. I That's the nice thing about being in my company is there's always opportunity for promotion through different teams. But my goal is not to necessarily be a senior. It's I've actually met some of my panel or like uh, COO, CFO, things of that nature as well, and VPs more or less. I've talked with them a little bit, and I told them, hey, I want to be on the panel like you guys. So hopefully it sticks with them and be like, oh, he's got this kind of set in mind that he wants to be on our, be with us on this panel eventually. So
That'd be nice.
I'm gonna try to, you know, that's kind of one of the things I have to keep in mind too is networking. That's part of my goal is to network. If you don't network, they're not going to know who you are. You got to
Right.
stand out. Because you could just be another number to them. As bad as that sounds, there's a lot of places that are like that, right? You could just be another number, even though they may know your name. Somebody somewhere along the way, somebody just thinks, "Oh, yep, we've got 55 employees here. Cool, let's move on.
Yeah.
You're just a number." So no, I think having personal goals, it doesn't have to be professional. You could be, like I said, I've talked about this to myself before. I want to lose weight. I've had motivation a little bit, and then I've lost it. Why? Because I don't have like an actual goal set in place for it. I don't have a visual or written kind of like contract for myself. So that might be why as well. I make the excuses.
All right. So switching gears then, let's turn it to the health fitness goal.
So like working out goals,
Working out,
or
health,
just
fitness, losing
sure.
weight, eating healthy, whatever. So, what is, because I know what my answer is, but what has stopped you from continuing on with your goal? Like, because you said you kind of fell a little behind.
I've fallen through. I stopped. I kind of
Okay.
I won't say I stopped caring because there's somewhere in the back of my head that I still care, but I have no excuse as to why I haven't pursued it. I'm not going to use my children as an excuse because that's not exactly what it is. My children are my children. I can do things with them. I can go outside, play with them, throw a ball around, ride scooters or skateboards or whatever, do some kind of activity with them for an hour, right? They say
Yeah.
an hour a day outside or an hour of play is great. As you know, if you've watched football or the NFL, they always have that commercial with the 60 minutes of play. Um, no, to me though, it's just I've always fallen short on keeping my own standards or my expectations for wanting to lose or that goal set. Um, because I'm not making an excuse, but never wrote it down, so I've never made like a contract for myself, which is maybe a good thing to do for SMART goals as well. Write it down, sign it to make it like a contract for yourself. Um, Share it with somebody else so they can hold you accountable for it. Be like, hey, did you work out like you have planned? Uh, Basically, have somebody else to keep you on your keep you off your ass as well. Um, I have there is that support in a sense, uh, but then you've also got it's just I never I never make a full effort to go do something like that. And I know I can do it from home, but it's like when I have the chance to do it from home, I choose to do other things as well, rather than be like, oh yeah, I could work out for 45 minutes by doing push-ups and crunches or whatnot. Instead, I decided to sit on my ass and play video games or go outside and play with my kids, or do something else around the house. Now, I have taken smaller steps, though, as well, as I have been drinking smoothies here. So taking away more of like a snack opportunity. I do want to say though it's a little difficult working from home because you're able to get off your ass, go grab a snack, come back, sit down, uh, and I do that a little more often. Whereas in a working in the office environment, sometimes it costs money to get snacks, so you're not as
Oh
motivated.
yeah.
So you're not necessarily gonna go spend money just to go get something to eat. Um, but being closer to your own food is kind of one of those things that hinders it as well. Again, I have taken steps, maybe trying to cut back a little bit, be like, nope, you don't always need to snack. Um, just like, what did you come up here for? Forget, hopefully. Um, or just taking some other things, changing the intake that you have. I used to do a lot of soda throughout a day. Not saying this is any better, but I try to drop down to like 1 can of an energy drink a day. Um, it's been helpful, and not to mention they're like 0 calorie energy drinks. Uh, but I still try to cut back on them rather than just like, all right, let's drink 3 every single day. It's not
Right.
healthy by any means, as if you know what they can do to you. So, no, health fitness. I'm just slowly working on it, making sure I'm not eating as much as I can or used to in high school. Like I remember doing a whole freaking or half a pizza with sharing half a whole pizza and eating about half of it for myself and another half by my friend, or just being gluttons basically at one point. My body's starting to slow down here, so it's not able to do what I like used to do. Um, yeah, no, there's been other things like alcohol to me, in a sense, is kind of a rare thing nowadays. Where in college it was, we can go drink, let's go.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changes the way I look at my health fitness, and it's wanting to make those changes, not needing to. It's wanting to. You can say I need to lose weight. Okay, great. I guaranteed a lot of this country needs to lose weight. Another story for another time. It's setting the motivation for yourself of I want to, so I'm going to, and how am I going to do this? Um, I mean, for me, it's I started drinking smoothies, a healthier option. I used to drink the Naked, which was a brand of smoothie, uh, and it was trying to make it substitute some of my meals. Um, but now I've gotten healthier and or more of a cost-effective alternative by drinking smoothies I make from home because I have a blender, which is just nice. And I have a preferred smoothie, which is a strawberry banana one for all of you out there. And I do put protein in it as well. So it's not like I'm just drinking veg or fruits with yogurt, but I do put protein in it as well. So if I do decide to maybe not have like a meaty lunch or a meaty dinner, for example, I'll still get my protein.
Good.
What about
Good
you?
plan. Yeah.
What are you doing for like a health fitness kind of?
Well, there. Number one, I needed to stop drinking so much, and when I say so much, I mean I was on an every other night to close to every night for quite a long time, and that started to really catch up with me. Obviously,
Right.
but then again, I say that, and then I still remember I used to crave like big porterhouse, T-bone, ribeye, steaks every week, and we're all
God.
no. Thankfully, I had this awakening of sorts, and I just lost the appeal of that kind of stuff, and I no longer eat it. Like I can't tell you the last time I had red meat. So when you said you say you need to, well, I needed to be more healthy in order to switch my brain and my metabolism from being so weighted down with those fatty red, you need your iron and all that other stuff and protein, but there's other ways to go about getting it. And I
Mm-hmm.
also have been trying to incorporate smoothies as well. Me, it's mainly just fruit water. I just make, I have the Ninja, whatever the hell, and you
Hmm.
have, I just do the frozen fruit with some fresh and then water.
Okay,
So,
yeah, it's not bad.
but as far as working out, I did join the Y. I had to cancel it. It was way too expensive for the amount of time that I was able to actually go between working, school schedule, and my wife's schedule, and the actual hours of operation.
Yeah.
So, for an excuse of like, and sleep too. Me personally, I have issues with sleep, and my entire family has issues with sleep, and it really sucks because I don't want to take stuff like ZQuil
Mm-hmm.
or the over the counter, because it does. I can feel the drowsiness in the morning compared to if I just get a good night's sleep. I It's awesome. I feel so good in the morning. And that's another reason why I had to quit the alcohol too, because I just got sick and tired of feeling like shit in the morning. So I feel a lot better since not eating a ton of red meat and drinking a lot. I have a little bit more energy throughout the day when I do sleep through the night. So my goal a couple years ago was to get back down to around college weight, which is definitely doable. Which is definitely doable.
Right.
But I've also been looking at the research and the patterns with these fad diets where you starve yourself and you fast and all this other stuff, when it's more effective to just change your lifestyle, eat healthier, get more active. And yeah, you won't see results in a month, but you'll see them in a couple of years. It took years for me to get like this. It's going to take a while to get it all off again by going to a healthy, more vitamin based diet. Vitamin and mineral based diet. So you're eating to support your energy rather than eating to fulfill your cravings.
Yeah.
And I just
Cutting
was a
things out.
hypocrite then because I just polished off a bag of chili cheese Fritos yesterday. But anyway,
Okay, breaking the cycle, having a cheat day is okay. It's not
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, end all be all because you had a cheat day. No, by any means, I would definitely agree. Um, you can't be one of those people that it's unhealthy at that point too, to cut things out. Or eat less and then work out. It's not going to help you at all.
right.
You'll make
No,
yourself
you're
even
gonna
more
hurt
hungry by that
yourself.
time and everything. So, like to Jared's point, changing a lifestyle. Don't think of it as a diet, honestly. I think this is one thing I'm gonna age myself a little bit here. Sweet Life is Zach and Cody. One of their episodes, it was about, the chef was having problems. Um, somebody had to taste test his food, and he was the only one there to do it because he knew how he wanted it. And when you taste test your food, I'm not saying you eat it, but it starts
Right.
adding up, right? So, he's like, "But I don't want a diet." And then one of the boys ended up saying, "Don't think of it as a diet. Think of it as a lifestyle choice or a lifestyle change."
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it came back around, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think of it as a diet. I think of it as a lifestyle change." It's like, oh, jeez, and it hits. I get feels thinking about it too. Still to this day, I'm like, I'm not dieting. I'm making a lifestyle change. I'm choosing
And it's gonna take
to.
a while
It
to,
will take
you
a
know,
while. It's not
yeah.
like I never expect overnight results. I mean, to a degree, this lifestyle change or like choice of how you eat is a long term goal, and you have short term goals that will affect this long term goal. So actually, maybe making the change. So Jared's goal here is he wants to get back down to what his weight was in college. That's his long term goal. And how is he going to do that in short term goals? Well, he's going to change the way he eats. He's
Take
go
day by day.
Yep.
Make
He's
a
gonna.
goal to choose better foods and have it in your, and have healthier foods in your house
Yeah.
to,
Exactly. And
make
you
a
know,
goal each day.
you could have a goal each day. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of an idea. I mean, uh, let's say you want to have a drink on the beach in January or whatever. So you're going down to Florida, but you know, you got to save up money for it so you can get your plane ticket. You can take the vacation. You can have the money enough to have a drink on the beach, and then you just break it down. Work this amount of hours or, work hours so I can put like $70 in the bank, blah, blah, blah. And it saves up. Um, so that's, for a health style side of things, definitely I would say it's important, um, as a personal thing if that's something you're ever looking into. Now, again, all these goals that we're talking about aren't necessarily, there's things you can consider or think about if that's something you want to create in the long run here. Um, Now, another personal thing, though, as well, as trying to maybe escape in a sense, or have some time to yourself, reading,
Yes.
or maybe you can even make this a family goal. Are you going to read to your family members on a nightly basis, like your kids as they grow up? Reading is an important thing in their life. Why? Because you read to learn, or you learn to read and read to learn. So, I mean, as parents, we can help our children by reading to them or sitting down with our children and let them read to us. I have been Sam and I have been doing this with our fourth grader, our 10-year-old, and even our kindergarten, our now first grader as well, um, our fifth grader and first grader as of summer. So,
Yeah.
or they will be going into those respective grades here next school year. Um, but we had them sit down and read with us, and then even at night too, um, when I put the little ones to bed, my little boys to bed and whatnot, try to read to them. Doesn't work all the time. Sometimes one's passed out already, and the other one just has no interest. But they do get excited. They do ask me to read to them some of the nights, and we do sit down and read. I'll read like a 5-minute story. Um, but my dad used to read to my sister and I all the time too. We would, and this was when Harry Potter was still very big. Um, every time one of the new books came out, we read the Chamber of Secrets, or we read the Sorcerer's Stone together. We read the Chamber of Secrets together. Um, Eventually, my sister ended up reading the books on her own, at her own pace, but we would still sit in her room, or we would alternate rooms at a time, and we would read together. One chapter. That's all it was. So, I mean, granted, it was probably like a half hour, or depending on how long the chapter was. But it was I wouldn't say it was a goal. It was just a family thing. And you can turn it into a family goal, or you can make a personal goal of how many books do you want to read in the summer, or do you want to start reading so you can start relaxing, use it as a getaway, an escape tool. um, you don't By no means does it actually have to be something. These are maybe some ideas that you can use to create your own goals. um, just keep that in mind. I know I have a cooking goal. I know Jared showed
There
that
you go.
he pulled out a book saying it's almost like he has
Well,
a kind of reading goal.
yeah,
But
it's more of a, I want to research and become more engrossed in certain topics that interest me rather than just I want to read a fucking book. Okay?
right,
Because then I lose interest in what the hell I'm reading if I just want to read a book. I
right,
need to be engrossed in the topic.
it has to be
And
relevant.
so right, right, right. So
Yeah,
that my goal of to be more educated on the subjects that I am curious about is helping me with, yeah, I guess my reading goal. So yeah,
there you go.
you can make goals to tackle more than one thing for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean there's house projects, but
Mm-hmm.
that's something we have here as well. But I don't want for other purposes. I do have I want to step away from the household projects for now. That maybe we talk about that later.
God,
Um,
don't we all? I'm done with them, dude.
I think
I'm
we all have
just
a common goal of not talking about household projects here at this point. No, so the funny thing is, I have this cooking goal. As sad as it sounds, I want to be able to talk with my, not talk, but um, my dad, loves cooking, right? Him and my sister
yes,
kind of gotten
clearly.
into
Yep.
it, doing all these types of things. But at the same time, I want to be able to do it. I cook for my family. I am the cook in the house. And I don't want to just be stuck on making mac and cheese every other night or spicy chicken. Now, granted, I don't have a problem making spicy chicken or having, Sam making spicy chicken because it's throw it in the crock pot, let it sit for a couple hours, uh, putting cream cheese, buffalo sauce, and uh, chicken broth in there or whatnot around in the crock pot for 4 hours, what there may be, okay? Depending on how late you start or how early you start. Doesn't bother me. However, once that becomes like every 2, 3 days or whatever, it kind of starts getting old.
Yeah.
So
Like
one of
me
my
and
goals
pork
is
chops growing up.
yeah, exactly. One of my goals is really maybe to learn something different, um, or a new recipe here and there. Now I haven't made it a smart goal yet, but I am slowly adding different recipes into my repertoire. So for example, the spicy chicken is one of them. My buffalo mac and cheese is one. Um, our stuffed bell peppers is another one. So I'm slowly adding things, and we have another one in there too. That's um, well, actually, there's one that's kind of inspired by something I've enjoyed as a kid. It was Greek chicken, so it's like a lemon juice, um, with salt, pepper, some oil as well, and whatnot. Uh, but I have an inspired one where we do that in a sense, but I cut it up, cook it in a pan, and then put it on top of noodles, like egg noodles,
Ooh.
and then spray some or do lemon juice on top. It's my own version of it, a little different than what I was given, but I do have the recipe from my mom too. Um, I've got some Alfredo chicken shells, jumbo shells stuffed with cream cheese, chicken, and then oh Jesus Christ,
Alfredo sauce?
there's
Parmesan?
Parmesan cheese. Thank you. There's Parmesan cheese, and then on top of it, once you put the chicken, all the like shells in a pan, like a deep kind of dish pan or whatever, you put Alfredo sauce on it. We do Alfredo garlic cheese, like the sauce, and then you put it in the oven for for about 15 to 18 minutes and let it cook. So
Mm-hmm.
one of my goals, which I could definitely make a smart goal here, is to have at least somewhat of a new recipe or two new recipes a year, just to have a new thing open for everybody else, right? And then having the time too. That's really the thing where I feel like I don't necessarily always have the time, but that's me just coming up with an excuse not to try something new. Um, because we're always looking, but we're also still trying to appeal to the younger taste buds too, or the younger
Yeah.
children. But that's what makes it a fun little goal as well, is trying to find something that the children like or make them try it. So yeah, I mean, guys, there's a lot of ways you can. There's a lot of different things out there, opportunities out there where you can create goals for yourself. Um, Jared, what about you? Do you have any other kind of personal goals, or maybe even a family goal that we could give to these people as an idea to our audience?
A lot of my personal goals have to deal with trying to be a better person. Trying to be more positive, obviously, with the theme here. Uh, be more positive in my thinking. I've in my past been a very negative person. The voice in my head has always been super negative, and it is so much work, and I have to set little goals each day to curb that voice, to curb my subconscious, to just knock it off. I tell my kids to stop whining all the time. Well, I need to tell my brain that every morning, and I catch myself. So personal goals, yes, it's a real big one. It's going to take years upon years.
Right.
But after that, another goal is to be an outstanding dad, someone my kids can always rely on emotionally, financially, whatever, so they never feel lost or stuck. Because I don't want that for them. And then as far as family goals, we just want to be a cohesive, loving, caring family, with the attributes I just described. Always there emotionally, financially, and physically as well.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. Speaking of goals, though, I always have a goal of trying to get you to at least laugh at one of my jokes or one
Yeah,
of the jokes here.
it's a goal. Whether or
It's
not
a
we need it
goal.
is another story.
Every podcast, I have a goal of making or getting one of my jokes here, daddy jokes, to make Jared laugh. So, no, I appreciate the closing thoughts here, and you've got some great goals there. Maybe even for people to consider, our audience to consider for their families or future families as well. So let's get into it. Let's see if we can get Jared to laugh at one of the goals. Jogging goals. 2016, didn't jog. 2017, didn't jog. 2018, didn't jog. 2019, didn't jog. 2020, didn't jog. 2021, didn't jog. Damn it. This is becoming a running joke now.
I was wondering where the hell you're going with that.
What do you call a girl who's preventing you from reaching your goal?
What?
A keeper.
I was thinking like a goal blocker or something. I don't know.
Yeah, a keeper, a goalkeeper. Um, I have achieved my life's goal of writing an entire theatrical performance made up entirely of puns. It's a play on words.
Oh, I love it.
My life goal. At the age of 3, able to control my bladder. Age of 5, able to self-feed. Age of 18, able to drive. 20, have a girlfriend. 30, is rich. 40, is rich. 50, still rich. 60, still have a girlfriend. 70, still able to drive. 80, still able to self-feed. 90, still able to control my bladder. 100, not on the ancestral tablet. 300, still on this ancestral tablet. Yeah, that one was not as good.
Well, that was kind of stupid. No
All
offense.
right. So, why does Pepsi always achieve its goals?
Why?
It's so determined.
Oh. Yep.
All right.
Nope.
Well, hey guys. Hey,
But hey, I laughed at other ones.
we got 2 tonight. We got 2 tonight for Jared. So thank you very much, everybody. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy our content here. You know where to find us: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok for all those short clips, whatnot. There it is. This week's episode was goals. Hopefully you liked our new segment of Proud Daddy Moments, or Proud Moments for most of you people out there, if you want to call it that way. But we'll continue making this content for you, and we hope to see you all next time. Jared, thanks again for being an amazing host. See you next week.